Wait for it.
And here it is. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air. I'm Mia Voss, and this is the Social Media Power Chat. Woo!
Woo!
God, I love that thing. Seriously. I just want to carry it around. That and this. Also my favorite. Okay, today we have two guests. We're all from the 303 here in Colorado. First up, we have Meghann Conter from Your Social Source. Welcome to the show, darling.
Hi. How you doing?
Yay, that's my girl. I wait for it. Okay, now I don't know why that just started. Hold on a second. Do you hear this?
What started?
Can you hear this? Okay, you guys. Can you hear that, Meghann? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, guys, I don't know what window is open that's got this going on, but hold on one second. This is such a mess. Hold on. All right, you guys, hold on a second. There we go. All right. See, this is what it is every single time. We've got something popping up. We got this going on. This is why everybody loves to come on the show, because it's fun and you can mess up and we still have a good time, right?
Heck yeah.
All right, Kelly Paull, you're back on, and we are also having a problem with Kelly's little Google Hangout at the bottom.
Kelly's just American today.
I'm American.
America. All right, guys, that's so funny. We got all the good. Oh, yay! We got all the good goof ups out of the way already. All right, ladies, as you know, what this show is about is just dishing about social media. So, Meghann, we're going to start with you. What do you have to say about social media, or what's been going on that you want to dish about this week?
I'm super stoked that that Facebook took away the ticker, because I never thought that thing was worth anything. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go into Facebook, I'd never have my chat activated, so ticker was never activated. And it just seemed like another way to slow Facebook down and to slow the whole system down. And with anything more than 100 friends, that thing is just, going through super fast. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't provide you any value. So when I found out they were taking that away this week, I'm like, cool. I was cool with that. Yeah, totally.
Do you remember when it first came out too, and you didn't know about it, and we're all like, what is that thing?
Yeah,
exactly. I can't remember when that was, but it was amazing at the time.
I'm like, no, not Twitter, not Twitter.
Yeah, it was way too much, especially at the time when it showed people commenting on things with friends that you weren't friends with. Remember what a freak show that was?
Yes, exactly. Right. I'm like, I could care less what so-and-so's cat is doing in so-and-so's house, and I don't know these people. Who are you?
Except for Bob Voss. We got to add that caveat. Bob Voss is the popular tripod Bob, as we all know. That's the only cat I would be interested in, definitely. How about you, Kelly? What I know you brought up a couple of things this week. Tell us what you want to chat about.
What did I go off about this week? Oh, I went off about so when you have a launch, or you're using social media, email marketing, let's just talk email marketing, you're using email marketing properly, and I just went off because I had a free mini course running this past week and had oodles of signups, and then one person, it was just one person, but it was enough to get me going. One person clicks it as spam. You literally just signed up for this like yesterday. And now today you're unsubscribing and you're saying it's spam. So I just had a big rant about, what spam is, and when you put your name into, and your email in, and you click, yes, I want this, and then you go over to your inbox and you click confirm, that, whatever you're getting is not spam. If you decide you don't want it any longer, then you simply unsubscribe. So really, I think it comes down to just people being educated. But it just set me off. But wow, did I hit a nerve on the page, because people went crazy talking about that.
And people do that on Facebook too. Like when you send somebody a friend request or whatever, and then if you say, don't accept them at this time, and then it says, do you know this person outside of Facebook, yes or no? Well, if you actually click no, that puts somebody on a blacklist. And if they get that X amount of times, their account can get shut down. But most people don't even know that. They have no idea that that's what occurs. Right. So think about what you're doing before you just click that somebody is spamming you, because spam is very different than what most people understand it as.
And spam is really offensive to those of us who are doing things
ethically. Have a big audience. That's right.
Exactly, the right way. So I got all these messages from all these curious people saying, "Are you getting a lot of spams?" I was like, "Well, no, I got one. One out of 1,200 isn't bad," but it was just making the point, and just that we have to educate people all the time about things that we already know about and we think are easy, common. Everyone knows it. Really, everyone doesn't know it. So
No.
that was just a lesson to me, again, just to continue to educate people, because not everybody lives in this stuff like we do every day.
Right. We always have to be ready to provide value and to educate constantly in what we're doing.
Right.
Totally.
I'm loving it. My girls have always, this is why I bring, which I love the phrase. I was saying gurus, but Meghann, you were saying enthusiast. I love that phrase.
Yes. Yeah.
Gurus. I don't like the word guru. Meghann, what do you think
it's like we're too. I hate that word.
I hate it.
We're not. We weren't born like in India in some small town and like blessed as a child as being the next guru. It's just not what we are. We're freaking people who love social media. We're enthusiastic about it. We know our shit. We're like, yeah, let's do this. But it has nothing to do with being a guru.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
And going back on that too, I agree with that about the spam, especially when you have a big audience. You're right, you really do have to be careful. And then I'm going to flip it on the other one that I had a couple of weeks ago. I think some of you were a little bit of a victim of this. I had somebody that friended me, and this was the one time I did it. I had one friend in common, a friend of mine in Arizona, and accepted the friend request just kind of hurriedly on my phone. And then this gal ended up just trawling my entire friend request, my entire friends list, and friending them. And then she was just this like crazy naked chef, which I'm sure some people enjoyed. But I outed her. Let me tell you something. I was definitely like, oh no.
So people still do that? People still go through and scour your friends and add. I mean, I remember that happening like 5 years ago, but wow, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either. I definitely I hadn't seen it that badly, and then I outed her on my Facebook wall, and then I got this litany. I don't know if you guys remember, of comments of people saying, "I thought you knew her." So it's amazing, kind of how powerful if it's somebody that you think you know. So kind of my rule of thumb, and you guys chime in on this, is really only if I have at least 5 friends at the very least in common that I know, and that I actually know too.
Subject. I love this subject because I can talk about it all day long. But really, I don't accept friend requests from people who don't try to reach out to me in one way or another. So, things are different now than they used to be able to connect with people on Facebook. I don't like the fact that they've initiated that you can pay $1 to deliver this to the person's real inbox. That if you're not friends with them and you want to connect with them, you can't necessarily get them a message, because unless you send me a private message, if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to connect with you. I have, 2,000 friend requests sitting there waiting, and I don't know who these people are, and they haven't given me any reason to connect with them. Back six years ago, 6 years ago, I'd accept anyone, but not anymore.
Right. Well, and I think for any of us that have, and this can go for anyone. I mean, obviously we have a lot of people because we're in this medium, but I think this is for anybody. I mean, be really careful. Kelly, what do you want to say about that?
I was going to just say that, in the beginning, you feel like, oh, this person's wanting to friend me, and they want to make a connection with me. You only make that mistake a couple of times when you realize that they're friend gathering. So, and I think too, when you're running courses and you've got a successful business, that people, they do want to connect with you, but there's a lot of people that just kind of, they like your page, they come over to friend you. It's like kind of a litany of things that they do. But I agree with Meghann. I don't accept friend requests. First of all, if I have no idea who the person is, I don't care whether we have 10 friends or not, I don't accept them.
I don't care about that.
I agree with Meghann. If they don't send me a message saying, hey, so I met you at wherever and I'd really love to connect, or I took your course and I'm interested in knowing more, knowing on a personal level, but I try really hard, honestly, to keep a boundary between my friends and family and the people that my rule is if I wouldn't recognize you walking down Bourbon Street, then really are we friends?
That's a great reference, Kelly. I like that. Like, it's got to be Bourbon Street.
On Bourbon Street, sometimes it's like you don't even know who you're with. But if I can recognize you there, then we're good. We're solid.
But so, sometimes if they give you If they give you a reason, though, like, I think there are good reasons to get to know. And I've met a lot of people networking through Facebook and through Twitter, and that I've then met in person afterwards. But that was because they actually had a reason to reach out to me, and they said, hey, I noticed that you do this, and man, I love mountain biking, and here's my favorite trails, and like they really are engaging, and they want to get to know you on a personal level. They're not just in it and being like, hey, here's my MLM, do you want to sign up and join me?
My gosh.
They actually have a genuine reason to connect. Then I'm like, yeah, cool. Or if they're smart about it and they say, they reach out to Mia and they're like, hey, I noticed we have a mutual friend. Would you mind sending me a introduction to Meghann? Or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like you can use it in smart ways. What other ways do you guys use it to, to get connected to people you don't know? Now that you can't write on people's walls and you can't send them messages, what do you guys do?
For me, it's definitely I kind of was thinking about this for LinkedIn as well. And at least with LinkedIn, you can say, "Hi, I met you through." Although they always have to say, "I work with you," which always kind of cracks me up. I just wish LinkedIn would update that just a little bit.
Include us entrepreneurs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we work with you. But as a client type of thing. But yeah, for myself, again, I'm just going back to that. And you guys, real quick, I just kind of want to pipe in. A couple of people, this kind of cracked me up, so this is kind of fun. Carl wants to know, send me the link to the Naked Chef. Crack me up. Thanks, Carl. And we have a couple I want to shout out to Larry, Randy, Jason Weiser, late for here. Welcome, brother. Carl Christofferson, of course. Dave Wright, awesome Google photographer here in town.
What's up, Dave Wright?
Yo, yo. Do you know him too? That's awesome. I wonder how many of these people we're all connected to. But yeah, Kelly, pipe in on that too. Oh wait, and just real quick, Pamela St. Peter says, "Don't you all love the originality of? I'd like to add you to my professional network," and so they don't even say anything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super personal. Thank you. Love it.
Right.
I totally want to connect with you, along with my thousands of other people that I don't know. Yes.
Dave Wright has the -1 on the MLMs. That's pretty funny. Instead of +1, good one, -1. That's going to be my new thing too. Let me pop that up here. Kelly, you want to pipe in on that too? I mean, because you have a ton of people as well.
On the
just
MLMs?
in general. No. In general, people piping in about people how they connect with you.
Again, I mean, I try to keep a boundary with the personal page. I have the follow feature set up, but my people are like, I get to know them honestly through their pages and sending them. I send messages on pages all the time, and if they don't answer me, then I'll post on their page. But I really think just the connection piece, no matter where you're connecting with them, it doesn't matter whether it's on your personal page or their business page or LinkedIn or whatever, the sending some sort of personal message or commenting or allowing this person, reply back to them on Twitter about something that, isn't your absolute mission. Like if you're trying to meet this person because they have a connection you also want to have, or that you want them to teach you something, or you want to do business with them. I mean, gosh, if people would just get to start connecting about all of the other things in life first, then I think that's what we're saying. Like if someone can just be interested in who you are and get to know you a little bit first and kind of chime in on the conversation, then I'm way more likely to continue that relationship further, whether it's through saying, hey, can I call you? Let's chat about this, offline or whatever. But yeah, so I just think so many people just
relationships first. It's relationships first, business second. That's the way it's got to be everywhere. Everywhere. Offline, online, everywhere.
Agreed. And let's give a quick shout out to how we know each other, which is through our 3 to 5 group, which is how we have learned to leverage relationships, authentic relationships, definitely. And that's of course what we do with working with social media. But I really want to encourage everybody out there, same thing, like when you're making these connections. Yeah, I mean, this is why I love Google Plus, because I've connected with an entirely different new audience that I didn't have before, but same kind of thing. I'm interacting with them and getting to know them. So preach on it, sisters.
Yeah, and I would just say that, I like what Kelly was saying about using your pages, etc. But
Mm-hmm.
when somebody's brand new to social media, the most imperative thing to do is to start by using those personal connections, because you're going to be one of those 800 kabillion pages out there with, your
Right.
47 fans and your zero interaction for a really long time if you don't
Right.
use your personal connections first.
To
So
go and like
build
their
up those
information.
yeah, build
Absolutely.
up those personal connections and relationship, and don't feel like you can't build relationships online, because you really can, and it's easy to do if you're being authentic and if you're using some, I'd say simple connection
Yeah.
formulas or tools.
And I will say that's how I've connected recently with Randy and Annabelle at Panama. Woo! All simply through Google Plus. So that's kind of obviously my thing I'm back crap crazy about for right now. But it is just from connecting with them and having connection too. So and
Yeah,
hey, I want to go ahead.
I really do think you found your niche over here because
I think you found some new facial hair.
I love it. I'm getting ready for Movember. I'm
Nice.
so happy for you because I think this is such a great medium for you. They were wasting your beautiful face behind the radio. No one could see you and your personality. I'm so happy for you over here because I think you've just totally found.
Wow.
That's it.
That was
That's my girl.
a lot louder than I was expecting.
It's hilarious.
Did I scare you, Meghann?
That is definitely thank you, because Kelly, I have to shout out, Kelly was one of my first guests that was on the radio show and then has kind of helped me as my path through this of getting on the show. And then of course this piece of the social media power chat's been fun. Hey, real quick, so Jason T. Weiser, hey, he says, let me see if I can pull this up. He wants to know referral key thoughts. He has a strong opinion on this too. Hold on, let me see if I can this is his comment right here. Anything on that, ladies, you want to talk about? Referral key?
No, let's hear Jason's.
Yeah, Jason, can you? And actually, we should see if I should see if I can actually get him in here on the call. Here, let's see if he's got any more comments. Don't forget, everybody. Everyone is about a minute and a half, which why when I started the show and then I had the other window open, it started it. So we'll have him pipe in on that. I would love to get more comments. You guys take advantage of these two ladies right here and get
take advantage. Yeah. Take advantage.
I'm waiting for the litany of comments on that too. So yeah, I'm not sure. I have not used referral key, so I'm not sure what the thoughts are on that one too. But let's see what else. So what else, Kelly? You mentioned and I just tried it out this week. You had reminded me that you can embed things from Facebook into your website or into different formats, which I tried out today, which was super fun.
How did you use it though? I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna benefit. I mean, it could, if you've got like a great post that's getting lots of engagement and it's really really cooking, I can see embedding that.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, you guys. I'm a little confused about how I might use that.
Well, the one thing I did
think
today,
what we just said is
ahead,
key.
Megan.
No, I said it. What you just said is key. If it's a post that's getting a ton of engagement, then use it for sure.
Sorry, I just saw what you got on. I'm going to try and pull this up real quick too. I agree. I think it's not for everything, because then your whole computer is just going to get completely overwhelmed with it. But I do, or your website. But I do think, hold on a second, that you can. Let me do screen share, which is fun. You can. Oh crud! Hold on a second. Here it is. This is what I did today. So. Oh, ladies, I don't know if you saw this little fun montage I made of your gorgeous faces.
I was at the gym.
Yeah, this is what and thank you for skating on in here. This is what I did with mine today, this is one of my favorite Friday posts, is the TGIF. So, and just posted that in as a little blog post on my page today. So that was just trying it out more than anything.
Well, and actually that just gave me a thought. Like on those days when you want to put something over on your website, and maybe you do have an awesome post, but you just don't have time to sit down and type it out and get it out there. That would be a way to put something in there that's not just junk, or you in a hurry trying to make some hurried blog post.
Sure.
So Yeah, or actually, I kind of like the thought of being able to embed posts from other pages, not necessarily just my own.
Yes, exactly. And that is actually a good reference point, which, as we all know with blogging, if we want to say, I want to refer to this, and you can have a little something off to the side. So I think it's pretty fun on that one too. I don't see any other comments yet, but please, everybody kind of pipe in on that too. So let's see what else. So I was cracking up too at some of the stuff that came through, and I mentioned this to you before, Meghann, about the guy that Facebook won't pay. Who came up with a bug. I don't know if you guys saw that this week. Facebook's got this big, he has this big thing of, we'll pay you $500 if you find a bug. And so the guy went through and found out that he could post on
people's walls that he wasn't friends with.
So he posted on Zuckerberg's wall, and I'm not sure why they basically like, oh no, that wasn't what we were talking about. So I thought that was kind of funny too. But I'm loving any of these. Well, yeah,
because he had tried. He tried to notify other people on the Facebook team about it, and they were just ignoring him and whatever. So he's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it on Zuckerberg's page. I'll expose you to everybody,"
which I love, which is hilarious. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real
and
quick,
then they won't pay him the $500 or whatever. But
yeah, exactly. If you're going to do things like that, you need to make sure you are really staying on top of it too. I mean, talk about alienating. Although they're such a monster, obviously nobody's going to touch them. But so here's what Jason was saying too. I'm loving this little thing, by the way, you guys. Bam!
It's awesome.
Talking about friending without knowing the person. Yes. MLM's a generic LinkedIn, so I thought you might have an opinion about referral key. He's got a thumbs down. Jason, I would love to have you on. You need to come on the show again too, and chat it up, because nothing is better on this show, I feel, than ranting about things, and that's good or bad.
People love to jump in on the negative, but
they do, and it's funny. I did see, I think it was on a community that I was just on Google Plus, that somebody had posted in and said that they wanted to know, how do I get people, the age-old question, Kelly, from being in direct sales, of like, how do I get people to come to my page? And I, being a lover of Schadenfreude, that I love, kind of a hot mess, or things that, at somebody else's expense, I watched this huge litany of comments of like, lady,
stop being annoying.
Yeah, and as you all know, Kelly is the honey badger of social media, and she will let you know what is annoying about posting and so forth. You want to chime in on that and some of the latest and greatest that you see of people that are doing that shouldn't do for their business page?
Unfortunately, I'll tell you because we're on your show, but there are times when I don't participate in certain places online because I know that my followers will follow me, and some of them have really bad manners. So obviously that's my job, is to be teaching them the proper way to use social media. But there have been times when I have not purposefully, for my own reasons, wanted to join in on something online, but I know that anyone in a group of my followers will follow me there, and I just know that they'll be the ones with the worst manners. They'll be popping their links in. They'll be saying, "Hey, I liked you, like me back. Hey, I liked your page 3 weeks ago, and I left a comment. You haven't liked me yet." So. Yeah, don't get me going, but it's job security for me. Yes. Like I can't rant too much about it, because that's
teaching people.
If there weren't people out there that needed to be educated and wanted to be educated, then
we wouldn't have a job.
So I can't rant too much about them. And some of it is just purely, especially in MLM and direct sales, is that they just purely follow what they see other people doing, and it's just this horrible snowball effect that I'm sure Meghann too, we're just chipping away at it. The
key to all this is there is no specific formula. The formula for you is for you to be authentic and for you to be you. That's
Amen,
the formula.
And
if you are like everybody else out there, nobody will pay attention to you.
Right.
So
I think that's a message.
My favorite message is to see, will you like my page? I have a new page up. It's like, great. What's in it for me?
Right.
Give your audience a little bit of a reason to like you, or give them something that makes them magnetized toward you. That's your job online.
Right.
Become magnetic, become authentic, become magnetic, and people will come to you.
I think they think, honestly, with I'll just take an example of a new direct seller that's so excited about their business. They think that since they are so excited about their business, that everyone else should be so excited about their business. But what they fall down on is,
I love it. Sorry, I just got to click on.
Letting people know, specifically what is there to be exciting about. Granted, you're excited, that's great, but why should I be excited? And people just have a hard time putting that into words. So that's our job.
So hire people like us. We'll help you.
Exactly.
Yeah, or read the things we have. Real quick, Larry Layton says he did a Twitter rant on his blog this week. So Larry, make sure to post that up on YouTube and on that too. And Jason, of course, said legit rants rock. Absolutely. And that was the one thing, to just get back on that, and then we can switch topic real quick, was that the gal that posted about why is anybody paying attention to me, is, quite honestly, they were saying, like, okay, and of course you have to take this with a grain of salt, but was saying, why do I need to help make you money so you can send your family to Disney World or whatever it is that you're doing this business for? And we all are in business, so it's certainly legit. But yeah, that is an awesome rant on that. My other favorite, just to go kind of dumb it down on stupid things people have done, my favorite was when somebody friended me and then said, thanks for being my friend, go like my page on my personal page. Wow.
And they weren't your friend for too much longer, were they?
I need a sound that's the bitch slap, actually. And hold on a second, yeah. Jason just posted it. I seriously need a bitch slap sound, because that would be perfect. Jason just posted the link, and I actually had it pulled up as well, of the referral key. These are the words that would this is the tool he was talking about. It says, receive leads from other pros, get endorsed and boost your reputation, build valuable partnerships. And it's obviously a paid thing. I can tell you right now, that's not for me. I don't know about you guys. And obviously, Jason, you've had some experience with it too. Real quick, this is from Dave. In 5 years, do you think business owners will change to care more about the quality of their likes, or will they be stuck on how many likes? Seems like today they measure success of a social campaign based on the number of likes. Oh, look at Kelly. I can see her shaking your head. Get it, girl. Yes, okay, thank you, Dave.
This is one of the biggest, it's not even a peeve. Like, it makes me irate almost. So you get a client, and they can't figure out why they're yelling into a black hole. No one's talking to them. No one's responding to them. They're clearly not making any money. But yet they have participated in every single like ladder. Some fan page Fridays I think might be okay, but for the most part it's just not. It's a litany of people who are going to say, like me, I liked you. Or my favorite is when I have a client who lets me know, and I know already because you can look at their insights and tell that they have purchased likes. But they are just absolutely dumbfounded why no one is buying from them or engaging with them. It drives me freaking nuts. It's so much better. Let's just talk. Would you rather have 5 people who buy from you, or 100 people who don't?
Don't give a crap. Yes.
It's not a popularity contest. I could care less how many fans you have. It doesn't matter. Are any of them listening to you? What's the bottom line? Is anyone buying from you? And it's okay to want people to spend money with you. We're in business.
I gotcha.
Yep.
I gotcha.
It makes me incensed, and then I tell them, it's better just start all over. And they look at me like, are you crazy? Yep. I paid for these likes.
But they're not worth anything. Hold on one second. Andrew, let me see if this will help. Andrew just sent me a bitch slap sound. I want to see if this is gonna work for us. Hold on. To hear that? I don't know if that came through, but no. I need to download that.
Try it again.
Nah, it's okay. Well, hold on. Yeah, that one we really need. No. We need it more of a whoosh, because that's actually the best one. Yeah, or I could just slap somebody.
Do it like that.
Yeah, I could literally. Hold on real quick. So Pamela, we're back on referral key. These poor guys are getting raked over the coals today. Just had a small experience. Glad you brought it up. The agent request I got was an agent in my office. I didn't click to accept his referral request. I emailed him, but he knew nothing about them. But they used his name. Interesting. Yowza. Okay, then we're going to go with no on those guys too.
So referral key is using their own crappy way of getting referrals.
Dave does say devil's advocate, but it's always a numbers game. It's definitely a balance, you guys. It really is. You do want to have the numbers, but then how you can tell what the authenticity of it is the interaction. Kelly, you out of anybody whose page I've seen, you know, I think you could post a picture of you on the toilet and people would.
I do have a picture posted of me on the toilet.
Please post that link here on the event.
That. I do.
But yeah, pipe in on that one.
I can agree.
Yeah,
I can agree it's a healthy balance between quality and quantity, because if you have only 42 people as your fans on your business page, first of all, my question is, why aren't you just using your personal profile better and using it to build up your connections better and then help those people see the value in your business page? But if you only have 42 fans, you know, that doesn't look too good when somebody goes over there. But if you have 10,000 fans and there is zero interaction, that looks a lot worse. So it is a numbers game. It is important that you consistently work to build up your connections, but if they're not quality connections, they're not worth anything. So it is a mix between the two.
I agree.
But don't ever buy a like. Ever.
Don't buy likes.
Never.
Don't buy likes. Don't buy Twitter followers. Do you remember that when it was really popular to buy Twitter followers? And you'd see people go overnight with like 10,000, 20,000 Twitter followers, and it's like, sweet, you just got a bunch of robots to follow you. Awesome.
This is what. Hold on, Andrew. Actually, I need my comments to catch up. And Andrew said most of the likes that you can buy are either from China or India. And worse, have fake account. I almost said accents because that's what it feels like. Run by computer programs that are known as bots. Yeah, that too, exactly. And then real quick from, hey, Ralph Kaiser, my buddy. It's a numbers game. It has to be the right numbers. Amen, people. Amen. You've all been schooled today, right? All right, Alice. What
we need
else
to have a school bell, a class bell sound for you've been schooled.
Okay, for those of you who are really connected to the Google folks out there, we need a bitch slap, and we also need a school bell. And then this is from Dave Wright. I love him. You need to come on my show, Dave. Toilet selfies. There you go. Please don't.
That's what I'll hashtag it. Toilet selfie.
And it'd be like this.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It needs a privacy block.
I can expose a lot. I can expose a lot, but I don't know if I can expose that.
Yeah.
Okay, just so everyone knows, I am on the toilet, but I do have my clothes on.
Okay, and that had to be that's probably one of your ones that did really, really well. When you had, which I mean, everybody, I want to make sure. Hold on, Pamela St. Greer says, "Well said, Megan. I'm seeing truer connections going on online, which is showing the mature growth of social media." Amen.
That's true.
Oh man. Okay, so what else? What else do we have? Oh gosh, I was kind of cracking up that what was been flying over the internet is everybody's outrage at Ben Affleck being the new Batman. That just cracks me up when people get butthurt about the dumbest stuff. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention
People
to that.
have no lives. They have no lives. That's the problem.
Hey, here's a quick rant.
Get a job, get a business, get a movie that really matters.
We're probably going to get
all the time.
Yeah, a string of stuff. Although you know how I get. And
go to the frickin' gym, right, Kelly? Go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Yeah, no, and Megan, we did the blunt force
so
training.
That's news to me, but I've also been running a course, so I'm a little bit.
It's so funny the stuff that pops up on mine too, which cracks me up as well. The funniest stuff. Here's a quick one that I had happen this week. I had somebody I had unfollowed someone on Twitter. You know how sometimes you just want to clean out, and I had followed it for a client a while ago, and I got this butthurt tweet that was said, "I unfollowed you," and then it said, "Oh, bye-bye," and I was like, God, what a bitch. Like, and it was a guy. I'll put it up for you. I'll send it because it's taken every ounce of me to not shame this guy. But what I did to make him mad was I liked I favorited his tweet. I'm like, there you go. I think that's awesome. You know, so I mean, and I know there's the whole you can see one follows it.
Road.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Jason is piping in again, which thank you so much. Jason has great questions. Like gate offers, thoughts, shameless plug, but good way to illustrate. And then he's got his, let me see if we can click on that one too, go through it. I don't think so, but we've got, that's just, thank you for that plug. Comments on that, ladies? Gate offers? Anyone? Kelly, Smarty Pants.
I think that if you can get people over to your offer, and if it's a good one, then sure, why not? But I wouldn't live by it. I will say though that something I've been using recently that I just got was lead pages, and they're so easy and simple to set up that you could set up something like that in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's probably not the first thing that I would suggest to a client. There's so many other things to clean up and work on, but I don't have a dislike for
personally I would say for those who already have a pretty dang good fan base, it's a good idea, because what tends to happen is when you're really trying to expand. I have a client who we're at about 16,000 fans right now, and what we want to do is those people that do become fans, we want them to get a taste of what she does. So we created a Lightgate with a free video so that a live stream, so that they can get that recording and they can see what she's really like. So I like it in that case because the people who are new are getting exposure to them. But when it's I don't know, when pages are brand new, it's just kind of, I don't know that it does that much.
It can be. I think it can be distracting. Although, please go and click on that because it's pretty darn cute. It's Jason's got a fun little link on that too. But yeah, it's just like everything else. It is definitely a balance.
Like yeah, I feel like in the beginning, before they have seen your value, it's a little presumptuous to try and grab their like, if they haven't got anything good from you yet. So it's almost like one more hoop to jump through for the person. So, it's okay for them to come over and snurf around on your page for a while and decide if they want to like you or not.
That's a Kellyism.
Snurf around. Just go ahead and snurf around. That's not Smurf. That's Snurf.
No,
S-N-E-R-F. Snurf.
It's not skulking either. It's smurfing. Let's see what else we
got.
Smurf,
like the Smurfs.
Now I like I like skulking actually. That is kind of people. What like creepers. Creepers are always funny. Let's get a quick. We're at 10:37. I knew we could chat and we can keep going. Let's comment about people who creep through your pages. Like creepers. I have a lot of people that comment on it. Go ahead, honey.
Have you ever heard of the 99-1 rule? No? Okay,
what's that?
So anyways, it's Nielsen, this guy who's, the Nielsen report,
ratings,
an internet study that happens. So 90% of people on the internet are just those that stalk. They just look around. They don't do much. They might sling an occasional like, comment, etc. 9% of people produce a little bit of content and do a lot of liking and commenting, and then only 1% of people online actually produce a majority of the content. So there's a lot of people out there who stalk and who just look around and whatever. So that's kind of interesting to think of in terms of marketing and psychology.
I agree
because
with you
a lot of times you put out stuff and you don't think anybody's watching it or paying attention to it, but they actually are. So it just takes a while for them to start engaging.
I agree, and a lot of times, especially when we're talking about this of the contacts that you make that are, even in person, they'll comment on it later on. I saw that you were in XYZ, so I think there's a way to think just because you're not getting this litany of it. Too, I do have people that get a little aggro about people that they say are creepers through it. I'm thinking, okay, but how do you know if they're not saying anything?
Exactly, you don't know. You have no idea.
Yeah, so I like that.
It's like, cool, if you want to pay attention to me, awesome. I love the fact that you're paying attention to me. I don't care that I don't even know it. That's sweet. Right. I have more of a life than that, so I'm not really paying attention to you. But
the only way I would say it would bother me is that if I put content out there that they packaged and use it as their own, right? So that's not even really.
And unfortunately, we have zero control. We have zero control over helping that. So I mean, I think that keeps a lot of people from social media. It keeps them in this fear of, oh, people are going to steal my stuff. And honestly, if you think about it, like all the blog posts that you write, if somebody was to take those, put them all together and repurpose it into something, cool. If they have all that much time on their hands, I mean, you're not going to be able to keep them from doing it.
You have to balance it with that.
It's like stop living in fear.
Oh, amen, honey. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, it is a any press is kind of good press unless it's the selfie on the toilet that you're or the non-selfie that you didn't mean for it to be on
Right.
there. But I would say definitely yeah, you can't control it, and that is a great thing for anybody who's wanting to get out there, write a blog, do a show, something like that. Yeah, it is a bit of form of a flattery, and you just kind of have to go with that. Hey,
No. I'm not going to let you get away with that. It doesn't.
Go ahead, honey.
Rant away. Steals your stuff. It doesn't.
No, I'm not talking steal your stuff.
No.
That's all different, Kelly.
Yeah, that's different.
Pump your brakes.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that people don't have that much time on their hands, and if they do, they're going to do it no matter what. It's just like, don't let that run the show. Don't let that make you be fearful of sharing quality information with your tribe, because that's not the way to operate. That's all.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. That there's so many people that are just on the brink of greatness, and they're afraid to put stuff out there. And Mia and I have had this conversation 1,000,001 times. And it stinks. It stinks when you work really, really hard on something, and then and 2.0 seconds someone snags it and uses it as their own.
Which you've had. I mean, I understand your feistiness on it. You've had you've had some people do that.
Yeah. No, I mean I got an attorney for that, but there's givers and there's takers, and usually the takers, the very first thing they say when they're kind of called on it is, well, you should be flattered, and that's where did you see me? You totally got my button there. It's not flattering for me to spend hours on really coming up with something creative and my own stuff, and then having you take it and represent it as your own.
Come to take it.
I just can't believe somebody would have the chutzpah or the set to say you should be flattered.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Girls,
that is cray.
Yeah. So, but I think a lot of people, and then they kind of play dumb. Like I was just flattering you. Well, it's flattering to me if you give me credit for it. Absolutely, go for it. Post it everywhere. Yeah. But when you take it and represent it as your own, it doesn't flatter me in the least. It offends me.
And that is the balance with any of this, you guys, is like saying, hey, check out this great article that so-and-so wrote, and you're sharing it. I mean, talk about community and saying, like, I like what this is. Look at what this person is. So, you are one being, you're being giving and saying, I love this, and then saying, and I'm also paying attention to cool stuff. So it's a win-win for everyone when you do it right.
You actually, if people would just understand, they actually kind of get more clout when they're not afraid to share something from somebody else within their same niche, within their same industry.
Yep.
It really, and then people have a struggle with that, but as soon as you get it and you're willing to go out there and really herald someone else's success, it brings more to you. So it's just
absolutely.
Amen.
I call it generating social capital, and I coach my clients that it should be at least 20% of what you're doing online.
Oh, you always get the good buzz phrases. We need to hashtag that, right?
Sorry, I just have a lot of phrases.
I love it. You got a lot of Meghannisms, counterisms. Hey, real quick, I'm going to give a little shout out to Annabelle Hilarski, who's going to be on my show on Monday. This is my friend that's down in Panama. And Randy says, multitasking and accomplishing nothing. You guys are cracking me up. And, of course, Annabelle says, hey, girls, you rock. Awesome show. So, yay. It's all about the chickens today, all about the hens. All right, guys, what else we got today? Anything? I want to see if there's any other questions that are popping up. Take advantage of these hot, smart ladies. I don't see anything else popping up. All right, Kelly, in closing, what are you back crap crazy about right now?
What am I back crap? Oh, I kind of told you the other day, I haven't really played around with it too much, but it's called, Lead Pages I'm really excited about, but it's called Quaintcast. Have you guys heard of that? Quaint, Quant cast. You can verify your website with them, and it's a tool to use for niche marketing. But if you have a competitor website that's on there, you can go, and it really gives just a ton of insight into demographics. It's a little complicated though, so it wasn't something that I was going to put out to my followers, because even for me, I was like, okay, this is a lot to figure out. But if you go on there and you just follow some other websites and check out their demographics, it was pretty cool. So that's something new. I haven't really played with it
Nice.
yet.
Love it. And we, real quick, we got another question. Jason said, what should be 20%? Megan, go back to that again because we were talking about social capitalism. I know what you mean, but I want to hear.
Yeah, I call it
Mhm.
generating social capital. So it basically
Nice.
means that you're shouting out to people in your community, and giving them props for something that they're doing. So maybe it's even it's a competitor or it's a collaborator or it's
Mhm.
someone who can provide value to your target market. You shout them out and give them props for something that they're doing. Generating social capital. It's the feel good portion of your
Right.
social media activity. So
Here's
basically
what it's
20%
plus.
of your
Yeah,
posts.
there you go, honey.
20% of
Yes.
your posts. Sorry,
Nope,
I
no
didn't.
problem. No,
Take
no,
me
no,
five
that's
minutes to get to the answer. There you go.
no, no,
Good
it's
job.
all good. No, it's all good. And then thanks, Dave Wright. He gave social capital and mechanisms as a little quote, so that's out there already. And then for all of us,
Yes!
yes, you're already a hashtag. And then guys,
I love
we are
you.
definitely going to be with my little glasses. We're going to be posting all of the comments that we're making or anything. Like Kelly, we want you to post the link to that too. So as soon as we're done here. Hey, Megan, how about you? What are you bat crap crazy about? I haven't prepped you for that, but that's a Mia-ism. So tell me what you're bat crap crazy
That's a
about.
good one. I like that. Bat.
Then
It took me a second to figure out what you were saying. I thought you were saying bat crack. I'm like, you like bat
there's
crack? Okay.
that. Or bat crack.
I I actually just got OP2, Optimized Press 2, and I like it as well as lead pages, but I think I almost like it even more. So I'm using it a lot for sales pages and lead magnets that I'm creating stuff. So I like Optimized Press's new release personally.
Nice. Nice, darling, and post that
That's
on
it.
there too. I'm going to go with the
Cool.
person because Ronnie Bincer has helped me out tremendously this week. I don't know when this guy sleeps, to be honest. I'm a little concerned about his energy. He might just crash and burn, but he started a new program. It's a mastery program for Google Plus people, which, as you know, I'm a big Google Plus hooker. So that's my back crap crazy is his program too. So, guys, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions coming through. But thank you so much for coming on the show. Kelly, you've been a staple item on here. Megan, I want you to be one as well. So anytime you are
Yes.
have some free time on a Friday morning. Kelly, where can we find you? Tell us about where we can get you.
Well, why? Because I couldn't get my little thing to work. I'm at
Exactly.
directlysuccessful.com or at Kelly Paull on Twitter and Facebook. On Facebook, it's just Directly Successful. So
Awesome. And what programs do you have coming up? What's your call to action for us? Is there anything we need to go check out?
The Honey Badger 101 course is going to launch again in October, or it starts October 1st. It's a 30-day course that with daily prompts. I mean, if you're the person who's like, you know what, I just wish someone would tell me what to do, this is the course for you, because it's literally 30 days of today you're going to do this. These are examples of what you're going to post on your page. This is how you're going to clean up your About section. It's all geared toward Facebook fan pages. And then I just wrapped up my Who's Your Bitch niche marketing freebie course. So that'll launch again. But that was a huge success. So you can't get rich in your niche if you don't know your bitch. That's the tagline of that product. But yeah, so
Love
that's
it.
what I'm up to.
Yep, I love that. And if you
That's
are averse
awesome.
to swearing, don't follow Kelly or me for that matter. So
Or me.
Or me, yeah. We got a running theme on here. You know, buck up. There's
Yep.
swear words out there. Miss Megan, what's your call to action? What you got going on?
So I just started actually my first 4-month-long mastermind, and I'm going to be launching another one either in October or in January. Not sure yet if people are going to want to do this over the holidays because everybody, gets all whiny and bitchy at the holidays.
Yep.
Doing work is just, not something they like to do. But anyways, it's going awesome, and my whole philosophy behind the mastermind is to help those people who have been doing social media but not getting the results. And I'd say 99.9% of the time it's because they have zero strategy. So we're building an actual full-bore social media strategy for companies, and this is best for companies who either have an employee to activate their social media, or they plan on having one in the near future, so that they have this plan to be able to hand to that person, that new marketing person, intern, what have you, and then to learn the tactical implementation after they have a kick-ass strategy. So if people are interested in getting information on the next one that's going to launch, you can send me an email through the contact form on my website, which is yoursocialsource.com, or just send one to Meghann Conter, Your Social Source, if you're interested, and I'll send you information on the next round.
Love it. Okay, so just to clarify, Kelly, yours is online, and Meghann, yours is in person. Are you doing online as well?
It's in person and on online, so it's a dual mixture. Really, I'm not launching them yet virtually, because the people who are in them are so loving and craving that person-to-person interaction. So eventually I'll perfect how to do it virtually, but for now, they're all locally in Denver.
I love it. All right, awesome. Yeah. Mine, of course, is themiaconnect.com, and I'm going to actually direct everybody to go like the Tripod Bob page that's on there, because he's got a store now. So support homeless animals, because that's what the money's going to for Tripod Bob's page. So themiaconnect.com/tripod-bob. But you can also go to my YouTube channel, because I want you here every Friday. And then, of course, every Monday I have interviews. So that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Mia. Nice
to meet you. Nice to meet you, Kelly. See you guys soon.
Bye, darlings. And we're going to go comment some more, guys, so go look at the ticker. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Wait for it.
And here it is. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air. I'm Mia Voss, and this is the Social Media Power Chat. Woo! Woo! God, I love that thing. Seriously. I just want to carry it around. That and this. Also my favorite. Okay, today we have two guests. We're all from the 303 here in Colorado. First up, we have Meghann Conter from Your Social Source. Welcome to the show, darling.
Hi. How you
doing? Yay, that's my girl. I wait for it. Okay, now I don't know why that just started. Hold on a second. Do you hear this?
What started?
Can you hear this? Okay, you guys. Can you hear that, Meghann? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, guys, I don't know what window is open that's got this going on, but hold on one second. This is such a mess. Hold on. All right, you guys, hold on a second. There we go. All right. See, this is what it is every single time. We've got something popping up. We got this going on. This is why everybody loves to come on the show, because it's fun and you can mess up and we still have a good time, right?
Heck yeah.
All right, Kelly, Paul, you're back on, and we are also having a problem with Kelly's little Google Hangout at the bottom.
Kelly's just American today.
I'm American.
America. All right, guys, that's so funny. We got all the good. Oh, yay! We got all the good goof ups out of the way already. All right, ladies, as you know, what this show is about is just dishing about social media. So, Meghann, we're going to start with you. What do you have to say about social media, or what's been going on that you want to dish about this week?
I'm super stoked that that Facebook took away the ticker, because I never thought that thing was worth anything. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go into Facebook, I'd never have my chat activated, so ticker was never activated. And it just seemed like another way to slow Facebook down and to slow the whole system down. And with anything more than 100 friends, that thing is just, going through super fast. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't provide you any value. So when I found out they were taking that away this week, I'm like, cool. I was cool with that. Yeah, totally.
Do you remember when it first came out too, and you didn't know about it, and you're all like, what is that thing?
Yeah,
exactly. I can't remember when that was, but it was amazing at the time.
I'm like, no, not Twitter, not Twitter.
Yeah, it was way too much, especially at the time when it showed people commenting on things with friends that you weren't friends with. Remember what a freak show that was?
Yes, exactly. Right. I'm like, I could care less what so-and-so's cat is doing in so-and-so's house, and I don't know these people. Who are you?
Except for Bob Voss. We got to add that caveat. Bob Voss is the popular Tripod Bob, as we all know. That's the only cat I would be interested in, definitely. How about you, Kelly? What I know you brought up a couple of things this week. Tell us what you want to chat about.
What did I go off about this week? Oh, I went off about so when you have a launch, or you're using social media, email marketing, let's just talk email marketing, you're using email marketing properly, and I just went off because I had a free mini course running this past week and had oodles of signups, and then one person, it was just one person, but it was enough to get me going. One person clicks it as spam. You literally just signed up for this like yesterday, and now today you're unsubscribing and you're saying it's spam. So I just had a big rant about, you know, what spam is, and when you put your name into, you know, and your email in, and you click yes I want this, and then you go over to your inbox and you click confirm, that, you know, whatever you're getting is not spam. If you decide you don't want it any longer, then you simply unsubscribe. So really, I think it comes down to just people being educated. But it just set me off. But wow, did I hit a nerve on the page, because people went crazy talking about that.
People do that on Facebook too. Like when you send somebody a friend request or whatever, and then if you say, you know, don't accept them at this time, and then it says, do you know this person outside of Facebook, yes or no? Well, if you actually click no, that puts somebody on a blacklist. And if they get that X amount of times, you know, their account can get shut down. But most people don't even know that. They have no idea that that's what occurs. Right. So think about what you're doing before you just click that somebody is spamming you, because spam is very different than what most people understand it as.
And spam is really offensive to those of us who are doing things
ethically, have a big audience. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly, the right way. So I got all these messages from all these curious people saying, are you getting a lot of spams? I was like, well, no, I got one. One out of 1,200 isn't bad, but it was just making the point, and just, you know, that we have to
still go through and scour your friends and add. I mean, I remember that happening like 5 years ago, but wow, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either. I definitely I hadn't seen it that badly, and then I outed her on my Facebook wall, and then I got this litany. I don't know if you guys remember, of comments of people saying, "I thought you knew her." So it's amazing, kind of how powerful, if it's somebody that you think you know. So kind of my rule of thumb, and you guys chime in on this, is really only if I have at least 5 friends at the very least in common that I know, well, and that I actually know too.
Subject. I love this subject because I can talk about it all day long. But
girl.
Really, I don't accept friend requests from people who don't try to reach out to me in one way or another. So, you know, things are different now than they used to be able to connect with people on Facebook. I don't like the fact that they've initiated that you can pay $1 to deliver this to the person's real inbox. You know, that
right.
If you're not friends with them and you want to connect with them, you can't necessarily get them a message, because unless you send me a private message, if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to connect with you. I have, 2,000 friend requests sitting there waiting, and I don't know who these people are, and they haven't given me any reason to connect with them. You know, back six years ago, 6 years ago, I'd accept anyone, but not anymore.
Right. Well, and I think for any of us that have, and this can go for anyone. I mean, obviously we have a lot of people because we're in this medium, but I think this is for anybody. I mean, be really careful. Kelly, what do you want to say about that?
I was going to just say that, in the beginning, you feel like, oh, this person's wanting to friend me, and they want to educate people all the time about things that we already know about and we think are easy, common, everyone knows it. Really, everyone doesn't know it. So that was just a lesson to me, again, just to continue to educate people, because not everybody lives in this stuff like we do every day.
Right. We always have to be ready to provide value and to educate constantly in what we're doing.
Right.
Totally. I'm loving it. My girls have always, this is why I bring, which I love the phrase. I was saying gurus, but Meghann, you were saying enthusiasts. I love that phrase.
Yes. Yeah.
Gurus. I don't like the word guru. Meghann,
it's like we're too. I hate that word. We're not. We weren't born like in India in some small town and like blessed as a child as being the next guru. It's just not what we are. We're freaking people who love social media. We're enthusiastic about it. We know our shit. We're like, yeah, let's do this. But it has nothing to do with being a guru.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
And going back on that too, I agree with that about the spam, especially when you have a big audience. You're right, you really do have to be careful. And then I'm going to flip it on the other one that I had a couple of weeks ago. I think some of you were a little bit of a victim of this. I had somebody that friended me, and I just, this was the one time I did it. I had one friend in common, a friend of mine in Arizona, and accepted the friend request just kind of hurriedly on my phone. And then this gal ended up just trawling my entire friend request, my entire friends list, and friending them. And then she was just this like crazy naked chef, which I'm sure some people enjoyed. But I outed her. Let me tell you something. I was definitely like, oh no.
So people still do that? People